Hi, welcome to Knit Habits. Are you surprised to see me? Because I was wondering if I was going to come back. I know, it's been forever. It's literally been 47 days. I looked on YouTube. So I'm sorry that it has been so long. And hopefully we'll start off the new year doing well and more regularly. What has happened since then? By the way, this is episode 12 of Knit Habits. I am Christina, your Yarnie host, and I am coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina, where I live with my husband, my 2 sons, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, and our 2 dogs. So welcome in. I'm going to turn my light on here. There we go. So it's a little bit better. Glad that you are here with me for episode 12. So what have I been doing since the last podcast? Well, it was right before Thanksgiving. So we had Thanksgiving with my family and my parents. And then it was right to Christmas decorating. Then the next weekend we had my son's graduation. After the first weekend in December was decorating the house. After that, we had my son's college. He graduated with his AA, so we had his graduation. My neighbor's Christmas party that same day. Then the next weekend was, trying to fit in some Christmas shopping, and then after that was baking. I did a lot of baking cookies and cookie bars and all sorts of stuff for the holidays. And then the next weekend was it was crazy working full time and then doing everything, just getting everything ready for the holidays. And then it was time for Christmas, and here we are. So for those people that do Vlogmas, you're all wonderful. I don't know how you fit that into your busy schedules. I didn't seem to be able to fit another thing in there with everything else. So for those of you that have stuck around, I am glad that you have. And I'm glad that you're here with me. If you're new, welcome in. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me after that long hiatus. So I do appreciate that. In the last episode, we did discuss a little bit of some prizes going out. If you were to ask me any questions that you wanted to know, I was going to answer them, and then I was going to pick randomly from those questions on giving 2 patterns away, up to $10 of your choice. So thank you for the 3 people that did put in questions. I do appreciate it, and comments. Always greatly appreciate it. I love to interact with all of you, and so thank you very much for that. I will be answering those questions toward the end of the video and discussing the prizes as well. But I am going to now just jump into finished objects and what I have been working on. So, finished objects. Things that you saw me working, 2 things that you saw me working on before were my son's socks that I was doing, and it only took, I still have some of this ball left, so I can have enough to make my husband some socks. But these are the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. The colorway is Nutcracker. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Nutcracker. And there we go. There is the gist of the yarn. Really nice sparkle. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. I didn't find it to be thick and thin like some people have said with the West Yorkshire Spinners. I enjoyed working with it a lot. I'm hoping it stands up to my son's tough wear and tear on socks. So these are his socks. I did them 9-inch circulars, 72 stitches, 1x1 rib. There they are. And they're similar. They're not maybe exactly the same. You could tell in the heels they're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. And I did 70 stitches for the leg, 16 stitches of 1x1 rib, 70 stitches for the leg. Then I did a shadow wrap heel, and then I believe it's like 80 stitches for the, until you get to the toe. And then I did the rounded toe by K. Jones, and the shadow wrap heel also here. He said he really liked this heel, that it fit him better than the other heels, because I had been doing heel flap and gusset for him, and I had made him some socks for a while, so I hadn't done this one. He said he really thought that the heel fit much better than other ones, and then the rounded toe. So those are those. I like the patterning. Like I said, I really, and you can tell these have been worn, there's little bits of stuff on there. But I really enjoyed working with, and you can tell on the end that the toes aren't exactly the same, but whatever, it's fine. Enjoyed working with the yarn and the patterning on that, so I liked that. The other thing I worked on for Christmas was some bookmarks, and this is Bookmark Trio. I believe I wrote it down. Yeah, it's a free pattern. You get three different bookmark patterns. I only did 2 of the bookmarks, and one of them I changed a little bit just for myself. It's the same one on both of them, I'll show you. But I did a different stitch in the middle, which I'll talk about. These are done, I just did them on my ChowGoo double point needles, 3mm needle. Bookmark Trio by Megan Goodacre. So I did one out of, these were for my daughter-in-law, little bookmarks. She reads a lot, and I think she got like another 8 or 9 books for Christmas. So I just did these cute out of the same socks that I did for my son. And then I just used some spare yarn that I had and did these 2 bookmarks. So this was just some maroon, and it's just a cute little pattern, you can see there, with the little part up the middle. So I did that one, and then what I changed on this one is I did a center double decrease instead of a PSSO in the middle, knit one and then slide that or slip one and then slide that over. So here I just did a center double decrease. Same pattern for both of them. You can see the patterning a little bit better in this one than the other, but I just did the center double decrease there, and I actually liked it a little bit better. Again, I don't know what the yarn is. It was just some spare yarn that I had in my stash, but those were cute little, I just threw them in her stocking. The other thing was, and I didn't share this, if you watched on Instagram, you will have seen these colors, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I did not show my Freckled Whimsy advent. I was just working on it, you know, a little bit at a time, but I did get the sock advent. I had done it the year previously, and then I did it again this year. I really enjoyed doing that, and I probably will do it again for this, you know, next Christmas next year. So there you go. There's that on her Serendipity base. Let's see if that'll, there you go. And her colorway this year, she called it Hearth and Home. And I did get the mini with it. I ordered it, when I ordered it with the, it's 100 gram skein, but I ordered them 250 grams, and then she winds them together, and then you take them apart and wind them. I still have a little bit left of each of them, about 25 grams maybe. I think that's what I measured it out to be. 24, a little over 24 grams for each of them left. So here was the mini, is this brown color that I did the 1x1 ribbing on, twisted rib. And these are 64 stitches on a US 2.25. I usually do a 9-inch circular needle. So, started with this pretty cream color into like a tealy, it looks greener in person than it's showing here. It's showing more teal. And then I again did the shadow wrap heel. I didn't use this contrasting mini on the heel because I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough. I think in hindsight I probably would have, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to chance it. So I did the shadow wrap heel on both of these, and then it's just a beautiful color. I don't know how much I did after. I just kind of measured on my foot. Not the best for podcasting, sorry, but I just was knitting away and wanting to get them done. But I really enjoyed it. I love these colors here together. And then I could have ended the sock here with this color, but this color and the toe, in my opinion, were too close together. Because this color looks a little bit more maroonish. In real life, it's not coming through very well. So I wanted to have a little bit of a contrast between the two, so I just did 2 more rows. Figured it wasn't going to make a huge difference on the length. And then did the rounded toe from K. Jones. And then the shadow wrap heel by Denise of Earth Tones Girl. So there are those. I'm looking forward to wearing those. I haven't worn them. I just finished them on the 26th, and they've been sitting there waiting for me to do this so I could wear them. And then the other thing I finished is this beautiful wrap. And this is the Slay All Day wrap by Allison, and I'm going to butcher her name. I think it's Stouffer. It's Stueffer. And this is Trilogy Yarn, her 24 skein mini for Christmas in the Razzle Dazzle base. And then there's mohair in it, which I have here. I have about 12 grams left, and it's in a pistachio as a color, mohair silk. I don't have the tag anymore, unfortunately, but it's by the Fiber Studio at Yarn to Die For. I do have it linked in my project page, but it's a really, really pretty, and you can see the beautiful halo. It's a very fuzzy mohair, so if you like mohair, this is definitely a good one, I would say. Colorway pistachio, and I have about 12 grams left. And this is, I'll take it off here to be able to show you, is just stunning. And as per usual, you know, it's just doing different stitches. There is some brioche. She has an option to do 1 or 2 color brioche. In the pattern, I did 1 color brioche. So different patterns, different, so it starts here. You can't really tell the pattern here. I'll show it better in a different one. And then it does garter. The only place you add the mohair is in this garter, and you don't have to add the mohair if you didn't want to, if you're not a mohair person. I believe the pattern also says you can use Surrey. So if you don't like the mohair silk, I believe the pattern, like I said, says Surrey, alpaca. And then it has this pattern, then some more brioche and garter. This was just a fun slip stitch pattern here, and then brioche, and then this shows this pattern much better. I'm gonna show it to you sideways here. So just, I can't really tell. Maybe if I hold it up against me, you can see it better. But so it just kind of goes on for miles and miles. Not hard at all. Knitting, purling, slip stitches, center double decrease right here, make one left, make one right. So not a hard pattern, could be beginner friendly. And then it just goes through the different patterns, You can see that one a little bit better right there with that blue, I think. Sorry, it's so long. Goes on for miles and miles. There it is. Isn't that pretty? And all of Nancy's beautiful colors in this beautiful wrap here. And so, yeah, there it is again. Goes on. This one was my favorite. I love that color. This one here. Oh, so pretty. And this pistachio one, kind of a pistachio colored one with this gold. Absolutely gorgeous. Nancy always does a great job. So it's probably well over 100. It's probably around 110 inches. I mean, it is pretty enormous. So I'll put it back on. I did wear it recently. We went to, on Wednesday, and I'll put up some pictures. We went to, they're also on Instagram, a Chinese lantern festival that they had here in downtown Raleigh. Actually, it was downtown Cary, which is a suburb of Raleigh. And so we went to that, and it was nice. And I just wore this over a little store-bought cardigan that I have, lightweight, and a long sleeve shirt, and this, and I was perfectly warm. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this, and really good for stash yarn as well. So if you have little bits of some mohair or some suri and little bits of yarn, you could definitely make this. So I think, you know, there could be another one. Who knows? Who knows down the road? So those are all my finished objects. What have I been working on? Let's see here. I am still working on my Manhattan vest by Tori. This is out of the Cloudborn Fibers, 100% alpaca in the colorway Stone Heather. It's 110 yards. Sorry, I'm looking down. I have my notebook here for you. This is using a US 7 4.5, and then the ribbing is done in a 3.75. So I'm using the recommended needles. So where was I last time? Well, I was on the back. If you remember, I was doing some great podcasting and showing you a flat piece of stockinette. So that's where I was last time. And so here is this. That's my stitch markers, just a little leaf. So you start here flat up at the top, like literally across here, and work your way down. And then from there, once you've gotten a certain length, you pick up stitches on the drop shoulders. So it's just, like I said, just a flat piece. You do some short rows initially, and then, you know, you work it flat to a certain length, pick up stitches along the shoulder, which the way she has it, let me tell you, you can hardly tell. And I think once it's blocked, you probably would hardly be able to see that there is much of a seam there at all. The way she has you pick up those stitches, even on the inside, you know, there's a little bit of a seam, but not terrible. And then you work the front flat from there, and then once you get to a certain length, you join for the armholes, since it is a vest. So there's the armholes. They seem kind of enormous, but they seem loose on the picture as well, which I will put up as well at some point. You work in the round till a certain length per the pattern, depending on your size, and then you start working flat again, and you change needles from the larger needle to the smaller ribbing needle, and then you start doing the ribbing pattern here. So that's what's in the front and the back in those open parts. So I just started that. And I have different stitch markers. These, I don't know where they're from. These are super cute though. They came from Nancy in my Advent. So those were super cute. These are from Lindsay of Simply Serving. They are little adorable Grinches, and you've probably seen this little guy before. My little thing. I think he's from Simply Serving as well. Isn't he adorable? So, moving right along, I think that there is some different decreases and stuff that are happening in this ribbing part right now. And then I have a feeling, I haven't read ahead, but I have a feeling you just, do the ribbing pattern to a certain length and then bind off and then start on the back piece, I'm assuming. And then you would pick up stitches to do the mock turtleneck. And then I believe that there's also some ribbing around these drop shoulders. So looking forward to having this. I think it's going to be so warm, and you can wear it under, over any sort of t-shirt or whatever in the fall or winter. I think it's going to be really beautiful. So there is that. And there is a bit of a halo. You can see some of that mohair there. Absolutely beautiful. And really an enjoyable pattern to be making. Recommend the pattern. There isn't a lot to it, but what's in there is well written and easy to follow. So yeah, good. There you go. There's that. The other thing is, and you're probably sick of listening to me talk about it, because honestly I'm kind of sick of talking about it. It's my Ranunculus. I haven't finished it. I did finish the body. I wish I had a stitch marker, and I thought that I would have it done for you guys, and I just don't have it done. I did finish my daughter-in-law's wedding shoes, so if you picture both of them, they both exactly look pretty much the same. I did finish them. I don't have them here to show. She has them upstairs, so sorry, but they are done. I'm glad. So my Ranunculus, still working on it. I did finish the body. I did longer than the pattern says. So the pattern, I want to say, says 10 inches. I did 14, and then I did a couple inches of ribbing here, one by one. And then I did Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off for the bind off on there. And then started the sleeves. I just haven't finished. I just didn't finish it. Oh, actually, I do have a stitch marker. Huh, I lied. There is where I was last time. So I did, this is probably 6 inches, and then the sleeve. Picked up the stitches. I have to say, I did like the way she has you do the stitching on the bottom. There was really no holes. Not much holes to really do. You can see here, but that's just the pattern. So really pretty. Still looking forward to wearing it at some point, right? Let's see. Got to get that done. So that is Knit Picks worsted wool of the Andes, 100% Peruvian wool. There you go. And the colorway is Current. Yep. So still working on that. And then I have 2 new cast-ons since then. 2 little ones, nothing major. The first one is the Green Mountain Mitts by Fatimah Hinds. And this is in Lola Bean yarn. I don't have the ball band. I don't think. I'm looking at my desk over there. I also don't know the colorway. I will look on my project page, and I'll have it linked below, but I don't remember. But so you do a cable, 3 cables, very easy cables, 2 stitch, 4 stitches, 2 in the back, 2 then knit 2 and then put them back on. So nothing hard. And then this is just 1 cable, 1 stitch cable in the middle. And it's 2 strands of fingering held together. It was a sock blank, and now that's why it looks like that, because it was knitted all together. And it is 1 stitch, 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 1 stitch the cable isn't coming up great. Maybe it's better there. So I'll have a picture up, and then it's just 1 by 1 twisted rib for the cuff. And the cables are charted, so it does say to follow the chart. You do this repeat a certain amount of times, and then we're going to do the thumb gusset and then probably some more cable repeats up to the top. So I just started those. Now, I did have this hibernating on my project page, so I have to get it out of hibernation on my project page and put it back up on there. I did start these this last February, February 2023, and then I stopped knitting on them, and they've just sat there for quite a while, and I picked them up the other day and thought, as I was cleaning my office, I've been off of work this week, and so I thought, well, let's go ahead and dig this out and maybe get it done for the new year. So cute, nice pattern, well written. The yarn is nice and squishy and soft, and really pretty. I think I bought this yarn. I'll look it up. I'm so sorry, I'm not super prepared, but I believe I bought this for a fundraiser that she was doing for gun violence. So really pretty colors in there. There's some like yellowy green and nice purples, which you can see here. Yeah, it's really pretty with the blue. So there's that. This one is yarn you've seen before, because I purchased it at Woolens. And this is Woolens and Nosh in the colorway Happy Camper. It's her 90% Targi, 10% nylon, 100% squishy. So Woolens and Nosh. There's the tag. And then there it is kicked up. Oh, so beautiful. And let me tell you, I wanted to get this yarn when we went to Woolens because I've heard so many people talk about how, just plump and squishy it is, and I can't disagree. It is really nice, plump yarn, really nice to work with, absolutely beautiful. These are just going to be vanilla socks for myself, nothing special. 1 by 1, you can tell, is my favorite. Twisted rib. There you go. Beautiful colors. And the color saturation is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I have nothing but lovely things to say about this yarn. Sorry, I was looking to make sure I was recording. This is actually the second time I've recorded it. The first time I recorded, I had no sound, so hopefully we have sound this time. So I will do 70 rows for the leg, and then I will do the shadow wrap heel. I probably won't use contrast heels or toes or anything on this because the yarn is just so absolutely gorgeous. I just love these colors. So have nothing but nice things to say about that yarn. These are living, both of those projects are living in my Stitching the High Notes bag. That is not wanting to show. There you go. There's her. Wow. There you are. There's her thing. This is in a bag that she did a while ago. Outlander. So this is the pattern for that. And those are my works in progress. I do have to go back. I forgot to talk about one of my finished objects. So I'm going to go back for two things, actually. The number one thing I'm going to go backwards for in time here is just to really quickly say that I did have leftovers for this yarn. So the 20 gram minis were definitely enough. So I put all of the rest here. They're around 6 to 8 grams, maybe a little bit less than 8 grams. But I have it marked in a bag, so I can just go back if I want to use it for something else. But there's that. And the other thing that I finished, and I forgot to talk about at the beginning, I'm sorry, obviously out of practice here. You may have seen this on my last video as well. I had purchased this one, there's stuff stuck on it. When I went to Rhinebeck, I purchased the felted kit from Felted Sky for the Christmas ornaments. And I do have leftovers, so if you're wondering if there's enough of the fleece in here, there definitely is. I never went into the second red here, and because I still have this little bit left from the first one, and I barely started into the second ball of the green. So there's definitely enough to finish your projects. And I finished the Christmas ornaments. Reach over and get that. So, and the video that is on there, they give you a link for the video, the how-to video on the instructions is on there. It's very good and detailed, so easy to follow along. So I finished the ornaments. They're super cute. Some of them kind of look like a toddler did them, but that's okay. You know, it's not going for perfect. It is okay. This one has little leaves on it, a little concentric circle. Super cute. And then these you attach, these were already felted, these little ball things, these little parts, and then you sew them on with the string. They give you a really long needle to sew them through the ball onto there. So, super cute. And then this one is the first one I did, I believe. So nothing's the same there. This one is not the best one, but that's okay. So yeah, there you go. So that ties into some of the things that have come into the house for Christmas. My husband knew that I liked doing the needle felting, and so he got me this, which I was really happy about because it was between this and the Christmas ornaments when I was at Rhinebeck. And so I was really thrilled that he got me this one. It does come with everything in it, and I hadn't opened it, but I did on the first time I recorded this, so we'll just pretend I've still never opened it. Has the instructions in it here. It has the fabric. It's a nice linen fabric. It has the needles that you'll need and the hoop here. And then it has all the different colors for the wool in the box. So it has pretty much everything you need other than a matting blocking mat, which I have one, so that's not a problem. This will be really fun because I don't know if any of you have done it. Let me know if you have, but I have never done needle felting on a piece of fabric before. Generally, I've done gnomes. I have a gnome up there on a shelf, and then I have a couple of like Christmas ornaments, Christmas decorations that I have Father Christmas, and then another Christmas one that were from Going Gnome. So I've never actually done this type of felting, so that will be really interesting. We'll have to see what happens with that. So that came in. Looking forward to working on that from the gift from my husband. And I mean, I can't say I'm the best needle felter ever, but it's fun to do. I enjoy it, and it's a creative outlet, so why not, right? The other things that have come in are the 100-gram skein that went with the set of minis, so day 25. It's called Happy Holidays by Nancy at Trilogy Yarns on her Razzle Dazzle base. And she always does such a beautiful job. Look at that. Lilac, gold. Particularly love this greenish color here. Just gorgeous. I just love that color right there. Anyway, so that came with this. Totally goes with it. The other thing that came in is my kids decided to get me the Trilogy Yarns. She does really epic clubs. I've been a member of some of her other clubs in the past. And so they got me the Friends Club, and they got it for me in DK. Here we go. Her MCN DK, which is so soft and squishy. I have a lot of her MCN DK. This is from the Friends Club, so it is Happy Christmas Eve. And it is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 231 yards. And it is gorgeous. And this plummy color here, I mean, I can't even tell you, next to this gold color, so pretty. Look at the color saturation in that. So gorgeous. So, looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a hat. We might have more hats this year, so we'll get into that in a second. I keep losing hats. If you remember, I did the tincture hat, I believe is what it's called, by Andrea Mowry this year, actually. And we brought it to Rhinebeck, and it somehow got lost. So that is 2 hats that I have made and have lost when I go north. Apparently when I go north, I lose hats. So I need to have a collection of hats. So one of my goals for this year is to make more hats. I don't know how many hats. I'm not going to promise to make one a month or anything like that, because I probably won't keep up to that, but I would like to make some more hats. So that is on the horizon. So yeah, so beautiful yarn. And so the reason why I bring that up is I hadn't been joining any clubs because I was tired of getting one-off skeins of yarn and then not knowing what to do with them. But I figure DK weight, perfect for a hat. So maybe I'm going to use that to do some hats this year. We shall see. We shall see where it goes. Let's see here. I think I've talked about everything other than some books. We will jump into the questions section. So thank you to you 3 that put in questions. I appreciate it. I was going to do, thinking I was going to get more questions than 3 questions. I was only going to do 2 pattern giveaways for the, I was just going to do a random comment picker and then do 2 patterns to give away, up to $10 of the prize winner's choice of pattern. But since I only had 3 questions, it was kind of hard to break up into 2 and do 2 random. So I decided I'm just going to give to all 3 of you. So here are your names. Please, if you can contact me on either Instagram, you can DM me there. I know a couple of you already follow me there. And then or you can email me at knithabits@gmail.com. So up to you. But please get to me in the next month, and then I will get those patterns to you, 1 pattern each of up to $10. The pattern is your choice, and I will give that to you. So the questions that I got, number 1 is, what is my fiber story? And I think I can put that with another question. which was, am I a continental knitter or an English knitter? I am a continental knitter. My fiber story starts many years ago, probably, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago, maybe longer. I can't remember. I went to a lady that is no longer, she doesn't have a yarn store anymore, but she was there in Littleton, Colorado, and she owned a yarn store there, and I went in and asked her if she did any lessons, because I've always wanted to learn how to knit. I had a great aunt that I used to watch knit. My mom will tell me that she did not knit, she crocheted, but I remember her knitting, or at least I didn't know the difference between the two, and I thought it was knitting. But I remember it being different than my mom crocheting, because my mom crocheted. Neither here nor there. I went into the yarn store. I asked the lady if she did lessons. She said that she could do private lessons. I don't remember if she charged me or not. I kind of want to say she did it for free, but I couldn't tell you. And she taught me how to knit. I remember when she was going to teach me, she said, I only know how to knit continental. Is that okay? And I thought, I don't know continental from international, from English to, anything. Like, I was like, I don't know. Sure, that's fine. So she taught me continental, and that is pretty much how I still knit to this day. I can do a little bit of English style knitting, because I will do two hands when I do color work, and so I'll do a little bit of English style with when I do that. I can't purl that way. I can knit that way. I'm sure I probably could learn, but I haven't had to, because generally in color work I'm knitting in the round, and so it's just knitting. So I am a continental knitter. That lady did teach me kind of some basics. I went in to make a bag. I decided I wanted to make like a backpack. I remember it was rounded bottom, backpack, had a flap on the top, and then a button. It was supposed to have a button closure. I never finished it. I don't even know what happened to it. Put away knitting for a very long time, and then again picked up my knitting in, it's like January, February of 2019. Kind of restarted the whole thing, and then basically I always say that I got taught on the University of YouTube, because I looked up YouTube videos. I knew the basics. I could kind of remember how to read a pattern, and if I didn't know something, I would look it up on YouTube and try to figure out how to do it. And so that's how I got into watching podcasts and then wanting to do my own. So that is kind of my fiber story. And it really wasn't until 2019, and then again, with the pandemic and everything, really started getting more and more into knitting and the whole community. So that is my story. One of the questions I also got was, do I set New Year's goals? Not generally. I'm not a huge goal-centric person, other than starting a project and hoping that I want to finish it. That being said, I'm not like a make 9. I'm going to make, a dozen pairs of socks kind of a person. I'm more of a live in the moment, go from my gut kind of person. Saying that I'm going to make 12 pairs of socks in a year may or may not happen, but if I was to say that that's what I wanted to do, it would make me personally feel stressed, and so I probably wouldn't get it done. And then I don't like setting goals for myself that are goals that I can't keep, because then I'll feel bad because I wasn't able to keep it. So I like trying to keep realistic goals. So not generally. That being said, you've already heard me say I want to make more hats this year, more than 1 or 2, which is generally what I've done. And I would like to, looking at my wardrobe this year, I would like to make some more cardigans. I did notice in my wardrobe, from like things that I've purchased at the store or something, I have a lot of like cardigans. I like to layer my clothes. I like to wear a t-shirt or a button down or a tank top or something, and then something over it. So I have noticed that I have a lot more cardigans in my wardrobe, but none that I've made. So I would like to have one in there that I personally made. So I'm hoping to get at least one, maybe two cardigans in there, but I'm not going to stress myself out with saying I'm going to have a whole bunch of goals on things that I'm going to be making. One of the questions I also got was, where did I get the cabinet that is behind me? That is an excellent question. I got it one of two places, of which I could not find the email for, so I'm very sorry. But they are china cabinets. I have one here. I have one there. I'll put a picture up of it. And they are china cabinets that I got from either Wayfair or Overstock. I don't remember which one. I don't know why I don't have the email, but I could not find it. So they are china cabinets is the way that they had it on there. And I wanted something that was closed. I know that a lot of people, podcasters that you see have bins, you know, like cabinets that they got at probably IKEA or something like that. And then they have the bins in there. And then, you know, for me, the dust can get in the bin. And so I didn't want to do that. So I wanted something that I could close and have, and this is messy, so excuse me. So this is my mess, but so I have the different shelves. I actually have them marked. This one says yarnable. This one says fingering, sock sets. And so I have different weights. This is all self-striping yarn up there. This is, a lot of this yarn is from Toad Hollow. This is a lot of yarn from Trilogy Yarns. A lot of that is Trilogy Yarns. And this is all fingering weight. This is all my Yarnable that I have in, mostly in the packages that it came in when it was shipped. This is a mixture of DK and worsted, and then I have a lot of mohair and stuff in here, and then some other bits and bobs and sock sets like right here, and some other fingering weight. So yeah, so I keep it in there. I do have some, I would like to get some more of these plastic dividers in here, but that is my part of my yarn. And I wanted something that closed, but I wanted it to be kind of clear so it could still be seen, the yarn could still be seen. So these are just plastic. And the shelves are, I can change the way the shelves are divided by height as well. So I have two of those. I have one over there, this one over here, which has generally the yarn that I'm working from, or that I go to the most in here. Over there I have some cones. I have my blocking mats and cleaning, like the soak and stuff that I use for blocking. Some bigger weight commercial yarns I have over there, like acrylic yarn that I've used in like kids sweaters or hats. My cones are over there, and then I also have some of my Manchalope, that kind of yarn, the unspun yarn in there as well, like the big cakes of them or plates of them. And I have my cotton knit picks dishy in that cabinet as well. So I have the two cabinets, and that's why I say I have enough yarn. I mean, you can see it's like bursting. I don't really have anywhere to put anything else until I've used up more of the yarn. So, and then on the top of the cabinets, let me show you, I have some of my supplies up there at my yarn bowl. Actually, I could just show you my messy table. There's my cabinet. That's the other one. And then one of the questions I also had was, where do I store my yarn? So that basket right there is where I have my gloves and my cowls and the one hat that I have left. And that is my messy work desk and my blanket. And then my shawls are right here. There's my shawl wall that I have all of those on. I have some stuff up here at the top. Yep. So, quick tour of the office. So you saw that I have my shawl wall. I have my cowls and my hats and my fingerless gloves in that basket thing right there because it's next to my front door. My front door is just on the other side of the curtained doors that you saw. So if I want to grab something on the way out, I know I'm going to go out and it's going to be cold, like when we went to the Chinese Lantern Festival, I could just grab my fingerless gloves and put them on and have them right by the front door. And then socks I fold in half. I store them. They'll just go in my closet like this. I don't like to, I know a lot of people fold their socks with going like this. I don't like to do that because then it stretches out one of the cuffs. So at least I've found. So I don't like doing that. So they just get folded and put in my closet. And my sweaters get folded. Well, they get kind of rolled. I put them face down on the bed. I fold the sleeves on so they're kind of over each other. And then I roll my sweaters up so that they don't have any creases or folds in them. And they're rolled. And then I have kind of bin section in my closet. And I just kind of roll them up and put them in there so I can pull them out easy. So I wish I had the link to where I got those, but it's been a couple of years, so I couldn't find them. But I'm sure if you look up China cabinets on Wayfair or Overstock, I'm sure you'll find something if you're looking in the market of looking. I did look on IKEA. I had some cabinets that I really, really, really liked on there, but it would have cost like $300 or $400 to get them delivered to my house. So I wasn't going to do that. So yeah. So thank you for the questions. Again, here are the winners. Please get in touch with me so I can get you your patterns. I know some of you follow me on Instagram. I don't know why that's not coming in. But please be in touch. I don't have any therapy talk other than to talk about New Year's resolutions real fast. Please keep making SMART goals, manageable, measured goals. If you're making New Year's resolutions, don't make things that aren't specific, measured, attainable, right? Those SMART goals are really the best way to do that, so that you're making goals that you feel like you can attain and not things that you probably know that you're not going to keep, and then you feel bad. So try not to do that if possible. I was going to talk a little bit about some books that I've read, because I've read quite a few books, and then I will let you go. Books. I read, these two books are both by the same author, Melissa Blair. They're two in a series. So the third one hasn't come out yet, but the first one is called A Broken Blade, and the second one is A Shadow Crown. In that book, it says, Kira is the king's blade. She is a spy in his kingdom. Kira is haunted by a promise she made long ago, one that will test her in every way to keep her word. Kira must not only save herself, but the entire kingdom. So, really good, high fantasy book, I would say. She is part elf and light fae, or fae in the story. So I would definitely recommend that if you're into fantasy. It's definitely a good one. I did read the second book in the series by Rebecca Yarros. She started with Fourth Wing, which was excellent. And then she followed that up with Iron Flame. Also excellent. I mean, perfection on these books. Very good, spicy, intrigue, mystery, some shocking ends. She definitely leaves you on a cliffhanger. Very good books. Couldn't more highly recommend both of them. And then another book that I read is called The Unmaking of June Farrow. Very good, timey-wimey. The women in her family, in the lineage, have some things that go on with them that carry out through, obviously, the women in the line. I don't want to give away too much, but it's a really good book. That timey-wimey, she's going to go into some different time periods. Anyway, I would highly recommend that. And I'm currently reading a book called The Starling House, and so far it's good. I'm about 39% in. I'm listening to it on my library app on Libby. So those are some of the things that I have been listening to in the last 47 days. I hope it's not that long until I see you again. And in the meantime, to the winners, please get in touch with me either by Instagram or on my email that I will have linked below. And I hope you all have a wonderful 2024. I hope that for all of us it is a good year. 2023 has been certainly interesting and eye-opening in many ways for me, and I hope to go into 2024 with all of you and see where this heads. And as I always try to say, please give yourself the same grace you would give everyone else, and take care.